Hello and welcome. Yig here. Today we are looking at the Spell Brigade. This came out in early access a week or two ago, and I was going to do it a little bit earlier, but there happened to be an update that just happened today, so put it off till then, and that works perfectly. So this is a roguelite, survivor-style roguelite, and if you like the gameplay you see here, there will be a link to the Steam page in the description, and if you want to help the channel grow, subscribe, like, comment, shares, all that good stuff. All right, let's jump in here. All right, so meta-progression-wise, as we do, you have some wizards to unlock. You start with him, and you unlock the rest of these guys by doing different quests. You have outfits for each of the individual wizards. We have a screen that is like pretty much your more common roguelite stuff. I think we're going to grab this, although I am tempted to grab that. But the cooldown is definitely something I need. Okay, could use the extra life. See, it's all so challenging. Let's go with the XP. XP is good. All right, so that's your base. It's all your basic stuff, you know, luck and things like that. I will say this real quick. This and this were the two. Once I filled this first. Luck was good, and I definitely recommend grabbing that as soon as you can. But defense armor is super important. You take so much damage in this game if you don't have any armor and you don't start with any armor. So you need to get into armor pretty quick. The damage is only 20%. It's not as big of an upgrade, but it is later. But these two basically were what made my runs start working well. The extra XP is going to be nice, though. So we're going to jump into the very first place. We're going to jump into it on our regular easy difficulty here, and I'll explain why in just a moment. In fact, actually, let's go with, since this will be the wizard you have open, let's go with, let's see, he's Rune Burst, Arcane Broadsword, Solar Pulse. Ooh, do we want to go? Let's go with Rune Burst. Okay, let's go with him. I unlocked him fairly recently, so we'll go with him. And all right, so the one thing you probably are gonna have to know, and this is probably my only real big quibble with this game, is that you need to you need to have meta progression and stuff to get in here, and you need to have defense and stuff, and sometimes you'll go entire rounds without getting an upgrade for the damage on your weapon, and when that happens you essentially lose and it's out of your hands. You just, if you get some good luck and get a lot of really nice stats that are on things that are not, you have to get some damage upgrades for at least one of your spells. So like this is awesome. We've already got damage upgrade. I would honestly say probably about 30% of my rounds. And that's why I said this is the one quibble and the one thing people will probably want to know about beforehand. I've probably lost about a third of my games that I've lost so far due to just never getting damage. This time we're doing great. We're going to crank up our damage real high. But for those runs where you just don't upgrade your damage at all, and it's not like it's doing it... I know it's just straight RNG, but when it happens, it's really frustrating because what happens is these little guys become like, start taking 5 and 10 shots later. Like you get some strong, just a little regular junk mobs will start taking 5 hits and stuff. Some form of kill things that aren't near you is a really good idea too, by the way. So like the boomerang shoots out from you and the thing we have now shoots out from me, but we're going to take one of these. I'm going to take the Scepter Mesh because it's new and that is cool. So if you have seen this game before and you're just watching because you want to see the run, you can also see some of the new spells that have been added in this patch. So having something that kills things that are away from you in this game is extremely important, it feels like. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but because there just doesn't seem to be a pattern to the spawns. Like they don't have like, if you ever see some Survivor games will have like enemies come in specific patterns. This one doesn't really seem to have those. Man, we were getting so lucky on this. That's pretty tempting though. But I'm gonna crank this up some more. Because if we can get just a, yeah, see, I am now doing more damage with this than I did at the end of one of my games earlier with the exact same weapon. I was doing literally about 400 on a crit earlier. And it does happen, like I said. So you kind of have to know that happens. And normally I don't like to say anything really bad about the game I'm playing because I enjoy these games. I enjoy this game. And I don't want anybody to take it that it's a bad game. But I do figure you probably kind of need to know if it's a little heavy on the RNG to get your basic run to work. Ooh, duration. Let's get that duration going on here, because we can actually kind of start backing off of focusing on. You do want to focus on one weapon, but you don't necessarily have to do what we just did, which is basically just mostly focusing on that one. It was just lucky that that's where all the damage was. You'll want to focus on one weapon kind of above the rest, because at least in these, I've got about half of the meta progression done. Oh yeah. And with about half of the meta progression done, I would say that you can still easily fail, like the easy difficulty and stuff like that. Like it's definitely made itself into, the volume of mobs you deal with is huge. So it does have some challenge, but I wonder how hard the upper difficulties are, because I haven't really even been able to beat moderate yet. This, when you get some armor, if you get some good armor upgrades, 1 or 2 of them, it can really carry a lot in your damage. It'll reduce the damage you're taking by a huge amount, and it can make it really work with only your base level regen that you get from your upgrades tree. We're going to take this move speed, though. We will be taking armor because, again, like in this game, you definitely have to have something that is going to save your butt. So you have quests, which are those, the objectives. I like the map objectives. Those are really cool. It's one of the reasons I wanted. Explodes at the lifetime, cast in a rotating pattern. Okay, yeah, let's go for that. Now we'll try and pump up that. What I found on my best runs is that I have focused on a single weapon. Or a single weapon and a lot of overall upgrades. So like crit chance and crit damage and cooldown reduction, generic versions versus any specific other weapon. That way you can kind of get the most out of it. Hopefully those guys will die. Let's go with XP. We're pretty early in the game, so that'll actually come in real handy. So I like the way the spells are. I like the way that I kind of wish they interacted. I really like the element system because it has a really cool stacking system in it, where you can initially enhance a weapon with like fire, and then you might get another thing that lets you in, and then on your last upgrade, halfway through your upgrades on a weapon, when you hit this spot right here, you get to choose like an element that it does, and then you get another element here, and that you can either mix them or double up, and it works really well. There's some really cool stuff in here. Well, let's get that cooldown reduction. So that's what I was talking about the non-specific ones, like that one where you have cooldown. We need to get some dodge in here. That's one thing I do need to do. I kind of feel like maybe I've missed it, but I don't think I have. I feel like the meta progression could use at least a small amount of dodge, just to get that stat of existing for people and not having to take a lot of upgrades for it. It's like I don't generally end up having to take a lot of upgrades for regen since I've maxed out that tree. Ooh, tempting, but this is more tempting. Health is good. I'm gonna go with the XP again. That'll pay off at this point. And I don't find myself... I guess the better way to put it, I was about to say I don't find myself needing too much in life. But a better way to say that would be I don't find myself... I have noticed it has rarely mattered if I had 600 or 900 hit points. Once my scaling wasn't catching up, it was over soon. Okay, there's some of our armor. That'll help us out. Like, and if you do, you're going to get hit. That's definitely going to happen in this game. That's why I said you have to have defense. Like, you absolutely have to build some form of defense, some form of movement speed. You kind of need a little bit of all of the stats. You won't really need regen after you've increased some stuff if you're lucky. Sometimes you can, though. Like, and getting a decent amount of regen can actually make a game built with high hit points worthwhile. Oh, look at us. Oh, the game's like, oh, you're going to complain about not getting damage ups? Here, let me give you all the damage ups. And I'm like, okay, I'm cool with it. Thank you. There's an upgrade I'm hoping we'll get in this run, and it says all the connect scepters connect. And I'm hoping what it means is literally that all the scepters are connecting to each other. Because I feel like the way that works, it could be connects in a circle, but I think it's going to be like this will connect to that. And if you have extra pillars, that will be super nice. Where's our golden crab guy? There he is over there. Our new spell. We want something to kill away from us, and we do have that in our field. So something that will... Let's grab this beam. Now, this beam does have an interesting thing. And, okay, we're doing 53 points of damage. All right, where's my beetle at? We gotta go finish our mission. All right. We don't want to touch him because he hurts. He does have a hurt box. Leave me alone, bug. Leave me alone. All right, we almost got him. Yeah. I did notice, and this is a nice piece of one nice, like, very interesting. Oh, spell is the one with the most. Spellcast and bursts. Yes, please. Oh, yeah. Now we just need to get a bunch of cooldown reduction on it. And we will be riding high on that spell. So the enemy hit point does scale really, really fast too, by the way. It's definitely a game that wants to be challenging. Crit chance, that'll put us at 40, so yeah, that'll we're getting there. I'd like to get to at least 50% crit. I need to get to 50% move speed for a quest too, but I don't know if we'll have time to do that in this one since talking can make these a little bit more difficult. Yeah, I like the upgrade system and everything. There's a whole bunch of new spells today, which has been real cool. I think one of the wizards is new today too. Maybe. I think. Luck is increased each time we don't use our reroll. Did we use our reroll already? I kind of don't know if I have a reroll right now. So I like luck. Okay, we'll take it, and hopefully I don't have a reroll. Hopefully I do have a reroll. Hopefully I didn't use it already. I'm sure I did. I'm not that lucky. Oh, no, we have a 1. So every time we skip it for now, we'll get that. Okay. Oh, 25 damage again. The game gods are gifting us with damage. Usually it's the opposite. Usually I go sit down to record these things and everything goes wrong. I'll be cruising through like, wow, this game's pretty nice. I could talk and do this all day. And then, like, hit the record button and, oh, everything's on fire. We'll take a little extra life. There we go. Ah! Oh, we dodged it. Oh, we dodged the projectile. Projectiles are brutal in here, especially if you don't have any armor. Like, I've been hit by projectiles and they did 150 damage. Like, just crazy. All right. Oh, man. Yeah, now it's giving me all the damage upgrades. I wonder if it's using a seed, and that seed is... yeah, that would probably... That would make sense. Well, not necessarily. Oh, I wonder how it's doing the RNG on that. Range wouldn't be bad. We don't really need to upgrade our regen, as I said, because as you notice, we already have somewhere in here 9. So we could, but we'll go with more crit chance. Again, if we can get that up to 50%, that's going to give us a pretty big bump in damage. I want to see something. I want to check before we grab one of the upgrades for the missions. And I want to see if... Earlier I was playing it, it felt like... I don't remember if it was tonight or the first day that I was playing it. More spell damage, sure. Oh, we should just be crunching through most things at this point. It kind of felt like... Ooh, legendary, but... You know what? Why not? It's legendary. We'll take it. It felt like getting additional projectiles had started dividing my damage up between the projectiles. And it felt like I was doing exactly the same amount of damage, but I was doing it with more shots. And I think it might have been a bug. Hopefully it was a bug. Decrease cooldown. XP, we could go... No, let's go decrease cooldown there. Hopefully. Ooh, wow, we're not doing too bad here. Got a lot of XP on the floor back there. We should definitely get back and pick up. Well, we don't have to go back because there's actually a... This game does provide a lot of vacuum drops. They tend to start dropping about, from what I can see, about halfway through the round. Ooh, yes we will. Okay, so it really doesn't even have a pause after it kills one person before it does the other. Nice. Nice. Let's take Arcane. I like Arcane Broadsword because it's a broadsword that floats around you. It does good damage too, which is nice. That's a bonus for looking so good and doing so much damage. All right, let's see. Oh, look, we're already getting damage upgrades for it too. You gotta make sure we do all the damage. But if everything's critting, every one of those damage upgrades is actually ends up being worth significantly more. So that's pretty nice. All right. Yeah, the upgrade system, everything's spell range. We're still not doing that because we want that luck. Where's our luck? We're at 20 now. Cooldown? Actually, we can use spell range on either of these. So let's go ahead and grab some spell range on that. Because then when we're like kiting away from stuff, and we're doing stuff, this game does seem to want you to be on the move and kiting all the time. And the lack of patterns of like spawns generally helps to encourage, moving around. Because otherwise you get like, whoa! Otherwise you get like stomped on occasionally. Okay, we're going to have to take some damage, which I don't really want to do. 15% extra damage. We'll take it. Okay, ow. I just ate like 5 bullets of it. And almost did it again. Look at me go. Deals more damage. Additional projectile. Okay, at least on this one, the damage did not change. I did stand in that AoE, and that wasn't bright. But the damage didn't change. I was more focused on that. Hey, bigger. Yeah, generally, the Falling Stars is probably the one that's the easiest of the kills things that are not near you. And the reason I was actually wanted to make sure I remembered to go back to that. The reason... Yes, please. The reason that I felt like... my brain. I'm so tired. I haven't slept much lately. I gotta go see my doctor. I've been getting like 2 to 3 hours of sleep a day, and it's insane. Like, this is why things are slipping my mind constantly right now. It's very obnoxious. And I do apologize for it, because it has definitely not made the videos as good as they should be. And someday I'll remember what I was going to say, why I was saying it. And it was actually a thing I noticed that was pretty interesting. See, now my brain's going to be working on this the whole time. Like, oh, what was I trying to think? No. I'll just go back to... We'll go back to describing what I liked and a few things. There's a few things, like, outside of the damage, sometimes damage upgrades not showing up. Like, you see how many I'm getting this time? But then I've had other ones where everything was not like crit damage, but it was all like duration and cooldown. And it was like, oh man. So you definitely have to be prepared for that, for a little more RNG than some of these. I don't know why it is though, because it does seem like almost like whatever I get. Base cooldown chance, 10%. Yeah, let's do that. Because that means we'll get all kinds of stuff out here. And it'll help everything. I do want that XP. I really do. But we'll get a magnet. I have faith. Oh, there we go. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. Now we got some XP up here we can grab that we left behind. That's kind of what you end up doing. You end up kiting everything and... we'll go with extra luck. I want all the legendaries. All the legendaries. If we can find it, there is at different points in the round, and there should be one on the map right now. So we're going to run around the map a little bit. At different points in the round, there will be chests that spawn. Ow. Don't run into that man like that. That was probably not my best choice. And those chests actually have some really good stuff in them. Let's do our dodge just a little bit. All right. So yeah, I was going to say we should be right at the edge of the map. Hopefully we will find the item I am talking about here shortly. But what we also found was all that XP we left behind. Sometimes you gotta take a wide range to get there. Let's say cooldown. We can actually use that at this point. And because that'll get our broadsword out more. And I like the broadsword. It does a good chunk of damage, and it does like, oh man, yeah, I really want to see what that upgrade does. Because if it connects all of those things and you just crank down on like cooldown reduction for this thing, whew, that would be so much damage. Because all of those scepters would connect, and you would have, like, just insane amounts of damage. And you just, at that point, you would just, it starts out with really high damage, so you would almost mostly just need cooldown reduction. Which could be fun. And a duration. Yeah, okay. We'll decrease your cooldown. Oh, there we go. So we get to add ice or acid. Let's go! Let's go acid. Oh, wow, that significantly upped its damage. Very nice. Oh, there we go. Yeah, usually I don't know how many. At least 2 spawn. I usually miss most of them. Armor increased to our current level. That will actually reduce the damage we take by a huge amount. We got a quest going here, so we got to kill the stones. Alright. Yeah, so we can... You can get... By the way, the hitboxes are amazingly tight in this. Like, if you think if your character's model can fit between them, you're fine. Like, they are absolute, and that is not always the case in games. But in this one, like, yeah, the hitboxes and everything, they all match up perfectly. Which, I have had a couple of them lately that didn't have that, and you kind of forget because most of them are close enough. Like, in general, most games are going to have a close enough, no matter, you know, if they do exactly conforming hitboxes or not, or if they're just doing, like, you know, rough outline hitboxes. Rough outline hitboxes are easier to calculate if you're using any form of, like, physics or hit. Oh, there's our magnet. Yay! Both of those are really good. We're going to take our magnet. We're going to grab our magnet. Woo! All that XP is coming to me. All right, let's get rid of that. One of the interesting... Oh, that's one of the interesting programming things I did want to talk about, which was this. Which was, as we go around here, what you'll notice is the abilities seem to actually be programmed to target your objectives first. Which is cool, because you'll see, like, the shower, the meteor shower one, will just start slamming down. And we'll give you another little bump and raise. Additional projectile. I think we go with the additional projectile. Okay. So yeah, it must have just been a weird bug or something, because it did not divide the damage this time. And I'm glad I was able to check that, because that would be something you definitely want to kind of know beforehand. Because when I grabbed it, I was like, wow, my damage got cut in half. But it did not get cut in half this time. So I think that was probably just like a weird bug, because I had been playing for about 4 hours straight without resetting it. I mean, that does happen. Cooldown? Yeah, I think we go cooldown on that. We're getting a decent amount of them out there. Like, we get a pretty good chunk of these things out here. So, if you have that was right. The thing away, the killing things away from you. Yay, my brain, it worked. And then when I stopped thinking about what was it I forgot to say, I remembered what I was going to say. Killing things away from you in this game is really important, because it will make holes for you to walk through. You are by and large not the speediest thing, and you are not the sturdiest. So by having something killing things away from you and having less things around you, well, I think we got hit once. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but I really wanted to be able to snake through that whole thing without getting hit. Because I find that amusing. Alright. Crit chance. What are we at on that anyway? We'll check after this next one. Oh. Hey guys. Can you give me some of that XPs? No? Oh. You just that was my fault. We do have our natural regen, which works out really well once you start getting some points in dodge and some armor and stuff. Because if you have 1 second. If you have, sorry, I had to silence an alarm. And once again, I forgot what I was talking about. See? Brain does not work. Duration. Element. We'll go lightning. I think that has a stunning effect. Oh, we're getting pretty close to the end of the run there. Not too shabby. Yeah, like this time I got like an absurd amount of damage upgrades. I don't mind. It's gonna help because that boss has a lot of life. Let's get that pickup range just a little bit. This does seem to be one of those where the initial like bonus for something existing tends to be pretty big. 15% extra damage, sure, we'll take it. So, like, that first time you get in dodge or crit or anything like that, it seems like that makes a pretty sizable influence. And again, I mean, that's kind of normal considering that it is infinitely better given that one of these things... Oh, yeah, look at us. We got all kinds of flavors going on now. We are like a bag of Skittles. We have all the flavors. Oh my. I have this XP game? Yeah, sure, why not? I think we're fine at this point. I think on damage-wise, I know we're fine. I think we're just kind of looking out for utility stuff at this point. But yeah, like sometimes if you don't get the damage upgrade, sometimes you'll get to where these little spiders and the little basic guys take like 3 and 4 and 5 hits and stuff. Hold on 1 second. Okay. We'll increase everything's base damage by 10. That will work quite well. Oh yeah, this round's going really great. So this is like, that's kind of what I was... It does kind of make the point, is that the rounds do go kind of... It is a very pure RNG system, I think, and I think there's maybe however its RNG is, it tends to be a little bit on the streaky side. And I hate to sound like I'm complaining. The only reason I'm bringing that up is because sometimes I know that I'm tolerant of it. I don't mind like dying 5 or 6, 7 times in a row and doing that. I play a ton of these games. You have to get used to that. But I do know some people who, one, they want a little more progression. Like, if you can't get very far because you don't get anything, it's hard to get progression. And so that can be kind of that. Some people are more tolerant of it than others. I'm fairly tolerant of playing like, after all of these games that I've played, I'm not even surprised. Let's take this all the way up. We should get enough to do quite a bit of upgrading right here. We got at least 2. We're going to take that ether beam because I want to see if we can get it all the way up there. I don't think I do that yet. We'll do that, and hopefully we'll get one more for the ether beam before we murder the boss. Here's our boss, though. He showed up. Yeah, look at how much life he's got. 80,000. So it's like when one of the weapons that I was using earlier, and it was one of those runs where I just didn't. He tried to drop a building on me. That is not polite, sir. That is an obelisk, and I prefer to not land on my head. There it is. Okay. So yeah, here's the cool part. So when you get to the last level, you get to combine, and sometimes it will double up and just make a super powered version. So like fire and fire becomes like flame. And sometimes it'll do this, like pyrotoxin, glacial acid. We're going to go glacial acid because that just sounds cool. That's good. I feel like that's... I don't think I've ever said this before in my life. I feel like that's actually a good band name. like people always talk about, oh, that'd make an excellent band name. Yeah, I think that one might. Oh yeah, we got it. We got it. We got it. So yeah, sometimes the RNG can be a little much, so if that does bother you, you might want to wait. But I think this is just came out in early access, so it's got to, you know, they're going to probably be a while, and there'll be a lot of upgrades. And it is super fun. All the wizards and all the spells are, oh, nice. Yeah, look at this. Oh, no obelisk for me. Thank you. Oh, let's see. Let's see it. Let's see it. Oh, yeah, we won. I don't think we did any new objectives. We reached 59. I want to say that the difference between the initial runs was I would get to about 48 to 50. And then with the extra XP, I would get up to 59. So about 10 levels for a maxed out XP tree. That's not too bad. So yeah, then every run you're getting more of your coin. So you can sit there and decide to do other things. We're going to go ahead and do that. And then we will go this way. So this has been the Spell Brigade. Again, if you like what you've seen here, there is a link to the Steam page in the description. As you can see up here, they are updating it quite nicely at a nice rapid pace, and you're aware of when the next update is going to be too. There's a lot of content in here already, and I'm having a blast. There are, like I said, there's a few things that you might want to watch out for. I know some players, again, don't like really heavy RNG determining your run. And at the moment, this kind of does, so you might wait a little bit if you're one of those people that can't take that. But if you do like that, and if you don't mind that, this is already in a really good place. So, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed yourself. If you did, I hope you come back for the next one. And most of all, have a great day.